Hello students, welcome you all on this channel. I am teacher Narendra Bhagat. Today we are going to see standard 4th take a subject English, English Bal Bharati textbook and lesson number 9, which is actually a poem. Let me tell you the some information before telling the title of this poem. Means on the day, means on the time what you do, means on the specific time you do the specific action, and particular time you do the particular action. That means your action and your time should match to each other's. So this is what we are going to see. Means on the action, means on the time you should do according your action, you should do your action. So that means your action should match the time and time should match with your actions. This is also we are going to learn in this poem. That is, poem name is Time for Everything. So let me read, let me sing this poem for you, then after we will see the explanation of this poem. So this is singing of the poem. Just you sing with me, or you can sing after this watching this video. Okay, my dear students, so let's start. There is a time to run and a time to walk. There's a time to run and a time to walk. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. There's a time for silence and time for talk. There's a time for work and a time for play. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and time to sit, a time to stand up, a time to sit. But see that the time and actions fit. 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 Thank you, students. This way you can read this poem. And now let's go to the explanation of this poem. So here in this poem, poem number 9, Time for Everything. Here in this poem, poet is telling us every action has a specific time. Means on that specific time you should act. Means your action should fit with the time. If you are doing action of running or walking or talking while on sitting across the dining table, that means your time is not matching with the action. Understand? That means your time is not matching with the actions. Some examples I would like to give you. If you are sitting in a classroom and you are doing action of running, what will happen? Your class teacher will straightly make you stand up and straightly send you out of the class. What will happen with you? If you run in the classroom and class is going on, teacher is teaching, what will happen? Your class teacher straightly send you out of the class and send you to the principal. So that means your action is not matching with the time. So on that time when classroom is going on, when the teacher is teaching on the blackboard and you are all sitting, but somebody is rise from their place and he started to run. So what will happen? Straight away class teacher will send him out of the class or give him punishment. Understand? So this means that you should act according to the time. That means the poet is telling in the first stanza of this poem, there is a time to run and a time to walk. There is a time for silence, a time for talk. That means the poet tells us that there is a time for everything. ये हर चीज के लिए time होता है. So there is a time when we should run. हमें कब रन करना चाहिए, हमें कब दौड़ना चाहिए. There is a time when we should run. And there is a time also when we should walk. हमें कब walking करना चाहिए? On the walking time we should walk. In the evening time, on the running time when we should run, we run on the playground. We run on when we are going to play, or when we play with our friends, with our colleagues. Okay, that means you should act according to the time. Now in the next stanza of this poem, there is a time for silence, a time for walk. means we have to keep mum, we have to keep ourselves silence, because silence is very good medicine. Understand? Silence is very good medicine. If you can't control yourself on the time when there is a time of silence, so that means your action is not matching at the time, so therefore somebody will straight away send you from that place. Understand? So there is a time, so when we should keep silent, हमें कब साइलेंट रहना चाहिए? When the class is going on, we should keep silence, we should keep mum, we should hear, listen carefully about we should hear from our teacher. So when we should talk, और हमें कब साइलेंस रहना चाहिए और हमें कब टॉक करना चाहिए, कब बोलना चाहिए, there is also specific time. And in the next stanza, there is a time for work and a time for play. ठीक है, हमें हमारे लिए टाइम फॉर वर्क, व्हेन वी शुड वर्क, ऑन द टाइम वी शुड वर्क, ऑन द नाइट at the end of the day when there is a time to go on to the bed, we can't do the work, so there is a specific time in the during this whole day when the sunlight is there, so you should work in the day and you should sleep at the night. So when we should work and when we should sleep. Okay, so हमें कब खेलना चाहिए, हमें कब काम करना चाहिए, ये भी हमें मालूम होना चाहिए. ठीक है? सो टाइम फॉर एवरीथिंग, हर चीज के लिए टाइम होता है. there is a time for everything you do, there is a time for everything you do, मतलब हर चीज के लिए टाइम होता है. there is a time for everything you do means you are doing, you are eating for your meat, your lunch, you are taking lunch, you are having dinner, so you will get time for that specific purpose. Means you have to do the actions the similar manner what the time is permitting you. Okay, time आपको क्या परमिट कर रहा है, समय आपको जो समय है उस समय के हिसाब से हमें काम करना चाहिए, उस समय के हिसाब से हमें हमारी एक्शन करनी चाहिए. अंडरस्टैंड एवरीबॉडी? there is a time for everything you do, हर चीज के लिए टाइम होता है, मतलब आप जो भी चीज करते हो ना उस सब चीज के लिए टाइम होता है. and for children and for grown ups too, that means from children to the grown ups people, everybody have a specific, everybody have a time. हर किसी को टाइम मिलता है. means we should work and we should play. so time for sleep is at the end of the day, और हमें sleep का टाइम कब होता है? at the end of the day. so हर किसी को, for children as well as for adults, so for children and as well as for adults there should be a time for everything. हर चीज के लिए बच्चे से लेकर बूढ़े तक सभी को टाइम मिलता है. and a time to stand up and time to sit, or even we should get time to stand up and when we should stand up and when we should sit on the place. so it's also a specific time. so it has also specific time, means when we should stand up and when we should sit down. that means when class teacher arrive in the classroom and you are simply sitting, you are not standing with the other friends, other classmates of your classroom, so you are simply sitting on the bench. so what will happen? Your action is not matching with the time, because what time is that? the time is your class teacher is entering and you should have stand up for the respect, for in respect to your teacher. आपके टीचर के रिस्पेक्ट के लिए you have to stand up, but you are simply sitting. that means you are not matching, your action is not matching with the time. so we should even stand up and sit down at the correct time. Understand everybody? a time to stand up, a time to sit, but see that the time and actions fit, but see that the time and actions fit, but the see the time and actions fit. हमें ये भी देखना चाहिए, we have to see this in a proper manner, in a proper way, whether our action is matching to the time or not. so that means if your action is matching with the time, that means it is okay, your behavior is okay. if your action is not matching with the time, that means your behavior is not okay. Understand, my dear students? Okay, thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching this video, and we will meet I will meet you in another video of the question and answer on this poem. Till then, have a nice day. And if you like this video, don't forget to share, subscribe the channel, share this video and hit the like button.